Hey there, Happy New Year's. I hope it is a phenomenal time you've had in celebrating and in the year to come. And I have a really cool realization that was inspired after I was taking a walk with my son Anthony, and we were just going around the neighborhood and basking in the sun like on this last big day and reflecting. And I had just gotten off a call with one of my fave clients who's really come a long way. We've worked all year together, but this whole entire time, she and I have really had a very similar path. And something that was a theme that was coming up where she would talk about it, and just the day before, like synchronistically, I was dealing with a really similar issue in my life and then had found the answer for me. And so it was this big dance, and as I was taking a walk with Anthony, I was like reflecting on where we are now and what has changed and what, if anything, I could share that would be an authentic expression of where we're at and what I feel is giving me a sense of freedom and a sense of clarity and a sense of empowerment that I didn't have before. And so that's what I want to share with you today. So let's go for it. So if you've never heard from me, I'm Colleen Coles, and I'm going to share more about the new way that I'm representing myself. But if you want to see more of this stuff, you can go to colleencoles.com for more, and I'm going to be sharing a really cool way that you can discover some of this authentic clarity for yourself as well by the end of this video, so stay tuned for sure. So with me and my really great friend, something that we were struggling with was this sense of like, okay, I feel like I found something of value that is of purpose for me. Like, you know, maybe you've hit a new level, or for us, we hit new levels of like, yes, we've had some success with like what we're doing now, and we really liked it. And yet there's something else, like what is it? And so it was another like hero's quest to find that missing piece, to find that thing that would light us up and like be of service in the world and make the difference, and like, yes, so on fire about it, right? And even though like both of us, and I guess I'll just speak for myself, like have gone through ups and downs and like recrafted programs to offer, and then really focused on different things to offer to help people and be like, yes, this is it. Like when I discovered my energy healing and my intuitive gift to help people remove blocks from trauma that are keeping them stuck, or realizing how to really access and see patterns of codependent dynamics within relationships and how that holds us back from our intuitive power and from authentic expression and from our next level in our purpose. Like as these things, like recently it was feng shui, because how we treat our space is how we treat our life, and the energy clearing in the space can help us live out our potential. So like all of these related to the same thing, but I was like, but how can I like really click it in? Like, what's that magic sauce? And for me, I kept kind of looking a little bit outside of myself, like going back to the drawing board over and over and over again, or like looking at new mentors for myself to be like, how can I find this thing? Like I need help finding this thing. And it wasn't until just like a month ago, I went to one of my mentors and told her this like predicament I was in, and she was like, look, like I tuned in a little bit for you and I tuned in as well, and what it came down to was like I actually didn't need another mentor for myself. And some people do, but like this is what I really want you to remember, and this is what I've learned in the last 12 months. Is that it actually, like if you're feeling frustrated like that too, and just being like, what is that thing, and where's that next level, and what does it look like? I want you to know a really liberating thought here, a really liberating truth, is that the reality is that you don't have to actually keep trying to package up your brilliance anymore. Like you don't have to figure that out. What you really need to figure out and commit to is your authentic expression. That's what it boils down to. That's what it boils down to, is your authentic expression. Because here's the thing, we're all changing, we're all growing. And so maybe you nail down one piece and you're really lit up about it, but then it changes and you're like, why did it change? Well, probably because you grew, or at least that was the case for me. Now, notice with how I'm saying this, I'm still kind of putting it outside of you. The truth is, the authenticity of you, your brilliance, is the result. That is the answer. Like, you are the answer. You are what you've been looking for, okay? It's not in somebody helping you figure it out. It's not in the perfect job. It's not in the relationship. And so all of that to say, it's freaking liberating to realize that, because it doesn't matter how you package your brilliance or your purpose. You are your purpose, but what I mean by that is that it's your authentic expression, okay? And why is that so liberating? Because now, like, if I use myself as an example, I don't have to figure out how to work my next program, or how to fit in the feng shui and the intuitive energy clearing and the discovering your purpose tools. Like, all of them can be included. And the biggest thing is that I can help people just by being myself. I can help people just by being myself and authentically expressing however it is I want to show up in the world now. Maybe it's more intuitive now, and before it was more structured. Who cares? The reality is, I can help people just by being myself. Just by being myself. And what's so cool about that is then, from there, I can say, okay, what works for my lifestyle to package that up? How do I want to serve people this time? Is it through service and volunteer work? Is it that I'd want to create more one-on-one offerings for people? Like, however it makes sense for you and for me financially or whatever, doing that and then being like, okay, what do I want to create now? But the thing is, the help will come from a group program if I share whatever I want to share in that group program, or focus on whatever it is, or one-on-one, or free help for my friend last night. And that's what's so cool, is like, it doesn't matter how it shows up. You are your answer, and the reality is, it's the authentic expression you're probably freaking seeking. Because once you get that, you're free to be yourself, to express, and you're gonna help people through that. But you're free to craft it however it is, because the crafting is just the channel in which you're gonna go through. So why not just create the channel? Like, you're the answer. Does that make sense? I hope it makes sense. It was like liberating for me and my bud and client. So I have a little notepad. I'm just making sure I hit everything I wanted to say, because this is freaking great. Like, how cool to start 2020 off with this freeing sensation and feeling of like, okay, so what would be the next step? The next step, let's get the sunlight here, would be, now with that knowing, maybe you need help going to your next level to not just maybe discover what it is, but you probably already know what you really would want to create, or who you'd want to be, right? Like, somebody I know who recently signed up for my program, like, she really wants to be more intuitive, and she has this vision cast, like, she knows it. And the how to get there is the next piece. But here's what's fun, is that what I now am committing to in my work in the world is helping you find your own answers, okay? I was talking to my sister yesterday over the phone, and she was like, yeah, you know, I went to Christmas party and I talked to Uncle, you know, John, and it's not too privacy, okay, but I talked to Uncle, and he was like, oh, you know, Colleen, what's she up to? And would she, it'd be exhausting giving advice to people all day about how they should live their life. And she was like, actually, that's not what she does. She holds space for example, me to express. She allows me to come to my own answers. She actively listens, and really listens, and then gives me some insights, but allows me, with that insight and guidance for myself, see what my next step is and what really is aligned for me and my next action. And I was like, thank you, because that's the truth. Like, what I am now committing to, which is so exciting, I'm like kicking my leg right now, is that I want, the way that I can help you, or anybody you know, so let the world know, is by allowing your truth to come out, by allowing your authentic expression to be actually expressed and lived out in the world, whether that's in your relationships, whether that's in the way you want to live your life and your career, whatever it is. The truth is you're going to feel aligned when you are authentically expressing who you are now, not 5 years ago, not 2 months ago, whatever it is now, and knowing how you can distinguish, but more so just like letting it out. Right? Like the truth is you are your answer. The truth is you are your intuition and you are your own leader with a higher power if you want to go there with me. Like my job is to allow that out from you and hold the space and the container for that truth from your soul, from yourself to come through. And so that's why I'm not even calling myself a coach. This is semantics a little bit, but I want to call myself a spiritual guide to your own purpose alignment. I'm your guide, girl. I'm your guide. So, that's so exciting, right? Like I'm excited, clearly. The answer is you. It's not just the one thing that you could be doing, like you are your answer. And so it's about getting clear enough within and allowing that out and allowing anything like patterns or stuck trauma or blocks to get out of the way that will then allow you to express who you are. Okay. And once that happens, you're like freaking liberated in a power ball. Let's just say that. And so I'll just wrap up with that. I think I've made my point. And how can we work together? How can I help you? Like if you're ready to go to your next level in 2020, if you know anybody who is and wants to help the world in the unique way that they can and know the tools to access themselves within a safe container of holding that space and being intuitively guided with really great reflections and insights for your truth to come out, I'm here for you and I'm your girl. And some of the results that people have had from working together, it's crazy. Like, Carly, she, let's see, there's just so many. It's like the results of this stuff are that like Carly, my one client, she got clear in her relationships, cleared it up, got true on what she wanted to have her lifestyle be like. And like 3 days later from that clarity, she got offered at the company she worked at, which she didn't mind, but she minded the politics and the pay. 3 days after the session where she specifically got clear on what she wanted, she got an offer from her business that said, I will double your income and put you in a new position that took out the politics. Okay, so that's like one huge example of what happens when we get authentically clear on our truth, okay, in our expression. Another client who was feeling really stuck in a breakup, recently feels completely released. She even saw him getting engaged and she feels free, which is amazing. And another client who found her dream job, got clear on telling her family that that's what she was gonna do, feeling empowered with that, and then also finding her soulmate after feeling like she never would. What else? These are the examples. And the other thing is like just crafting a business that somebody loved after working in a way that was giving her success but not totally lighting her up. Yeah, I could go on and on, but I don't really want to. I think you get the point. Yeah, that's it. And so if you want similar results, clarity, authentic expression, intuitive guidance for you, give me a call. I'm working with people one-on-one through January and in the beginning of this new year. And then I'll be working more on like group programs and stuff like that. So whatever it is, if you're ready for a tune-up, if you want to go to your intuitive next level and just your authentic expression, that's what it's about. You are your answer. And if you want help finding it from within and going digging a little bit, I'm freaking there for you to hold space, to give you insight, to allow that truth to come out from you now. So the way you can do it is by dropping me a message and we can get on the phone and see if it's a good fit and how that could work. So all of that to say, I'm here for you, and I think it's great that all of us are ready, if you are, to go to a next level, whatever that looks like for you. All right, y'all, thanks so much for watching. I appreciate you and your time, and let's go light up the world.